Wow, that audio doesn't sound good, but I guess that's what happens when you emulate. Welcome to Rampage. I was originally going to do something else, and it's like, oh, it's not working. So, let's do this for a bit. I always like this intro here.
Okay, George. Go ahead and try soda egg. Now, try soda S. Wow! That's good soda! It's like there's a party in my mouth!
It's like there's a party in my mouth. And then here's where I would usually skip it, but let's have the whole intro play.
The taste test didn't go quite as well as we would have liked. As you can see, we've had some negative reaction to scum soda from a few individuals. But we're handling it, Mr. Z. We're on top of the situation. This is not a problem.
How many?
What?
How many people had a negative reaction?
Well, we're still working the numbers on that one, Mr. Z, but I would say, roughly speaking, 30.
I see. 30. And how many people tried scum soda?
30.
So what you're saying is that we've got 30 of these monsters running around loose somewhere. This is a complete disaster. When the press gets a hold of this, Scum Labs will be ruined.
No. This is not a problem. We've managed to contain the damage.
Contained?
Oh, yeah. And I mean that literally. If I may, the entire test group has been cryogenically frozen and sealed in specially designed, highly secure storage containers. As long as the subjects remain in the cryotubes, they pose no real danger. I've also taken the added precaution of having the cryotubes hidden, where it's highly unlikely that anyone is ever going to find them. And besides, what's a few cases of genetic mutation? Trust me on this, Mr. Z. Scum Soda is going to be huge. We'll launch on schedule and Scum Labs will make billions. These little incidents are not a problem!
Gentlemen, we have a problem.
I just noticed that the volume there was kind of low, so hopefully that comes through fine. I was playing this earlier, well, not earlier today, like a couple weeks ago. So I already got a profile, so, let's just open it up, and save myself some hassle. A little bit of hassle. It is fine. No one cares. So really, the progress I did was, you can see here, I've been playing as Lizzie. I got 3 stars. Or no, 4 stars. Sorry, I can't count. Which means I got all of the upgrades that you can unlock by doing challenges in the levels. And you know what? That's fine. Who cares? It's not like it's a particularly special progress to watch someone get the abilities. Like, you do this. We're doing World Tour. We're gonna play as Lizzie, because I always play as the girl. Because that's just my inclination, I guess. Plus, I like lizards. Giant lizard is a pretty cool aesthetic. Yeah, this is Rampage. Total destruction. I ate a hot pepper. You're not supposed to eat those. As you can tell, it's get out of I'm trying to roar. I can't roar. I don't have the juice. Yeah, it's about a GameCube era game, like last Rampage they ever did. Would you get out of here, helicopter? And it's still very much like the classic Rampages. But, whoa! Land on my feet! But, modern. See, you could still climb on the sides of buildings just like classic Rampage, if you ever seen that. You can kick. You can punch. You eat whatever's in the window. Don't always do that. I think I just ate a cactus. Don't eat cactuses. I just unlocked a new guy. Okay, I'm not sure how that happened. I honestly do not know how to unlock the monsters legitimately, because I always use cheat codes. Yeah, you can just climb up building. Don't jump off, that's the wrong button. Punch, kick. You can do... Eat people, you can do this. That's one of the upgrades I got. Charge punch. You have a charge punch on the front face of a building. You do that. It's pretty cool. That steak, you're dying. Green Lizzie needs food badly. That's another game I was playing recently. Also on GameCube. It was Gauntlet Dark Legacy. I've been wanting to do a Let's Play of that, but it's like, it would be such a long series, I think. And I'm always kind of reluctant to start a series because it's like, well, I want to wait till I have something to talk about, and then I just never have anything to talk about. So I just got to get used to playing a game and just saying whatever I'm thinking that's literally anything other than just, yeah, we're just gonna climb this building, we're gonna punch some stuff, we see some bananas, let me grab the bananas. Get out of the way, cop. Yeah, I could do that. Smash it down. Yeah. It's a shame there aren't more games about being a giant monster and destroying cities. It's like, you would think there would be more of a market for that, you know? Vent some frustration by tearing down a virtual city. Like, why is that not more popular? That's because, like, everyone wants to make an RPG. They want to tell a massive, complicated story full of twists and turns and world building. It's like, I don't care. I just want to be a giant monster to destroy a city. Why does every game have to be so story heavy? So let me be simple and stupid. Smashed up. Not that I have anything wrong with story-driven games. I mean, like, Simply 3 just recently came out. It's like, yeah, that's cool. It's cool for people who like those kinds of games. But man, I swear it's like every Nintendo Direct is like, here's 8 different JRPGs you're never gonna play. It's like, okay, cool. Anything else? Splatoon 3? Okay. Bye, I guess. It's fine. You know, not every Nintendo Direct needs to be stuff full of stuff I want to see, but it just seems like every Nintendo Direct. Especially ones where, like, where people are like, man, that was a good Nintendo Direct. It's like, it's always the ones that are full of, like, 8 different RPGs, all blending together in my mind. Yeah, there we go, build up a Rampage. Which makes you super fast and automatically gives you all the upgrades, even if you don't have them. Which I guess is what that implies, but I didn't think it was clear, so I thought I would clarify. Excuse me. And there we go. That's one block done. Well, this may take longer than I thought. Monster revealed! Yeah, we got Kingston! Yeah, the monsters all have different stats, but it's like, I never really pay attention to the stats. I picked the ones that look cool. Which, again, that's why I'm Lizzie. Lizzie looks really cool. The other options are, of course, George and... Get out of here, helicopter. Man, that guy's annoying. And he keeps coming back. It doesn't matter how many times he crashes this helicopter. He doesn't die in the crash. That's unfortunate. This is the only kind of game where you can say that in. It's unfortunate that he survives the helicopter crashes. Yeah, you got George from the opening. If you've never heard of Rampage before, that was the guy in the opening, the gorilla. You know, George of the jungle. Or Curious George, I guess, is supposed to be the reference. And then you got Rolf, or was it Ralph? The werewolf. Or, I guess Wolf, because we're all were or something. I didn't pay attention to what the challenge was, but oh well. Smash up the building. Because destruction is fun sometimes. And of course I just got Kingston. And then, well, sitting here like, oh, just name some monsters. Like, who cares? You gotta see the monsters, don't just name them. I don't want to make this another series where I gotta stop every 10 seconds to look like, oh, I mentioned Rolf, I gotta get a picture of Rolf. Gotta edit in a picture of Rolf. Honestly, that's what's been stopping me from getting out all the series I have recorded. It's just like, I don't want to edit because I have to stop like every minute or so. Just like Google a picture. It's like, oh, I said something and now I gotta fact check it, put up a picture if it's something that needs a picture. I was editing an Ocarina of Time. It's like, oh yeah, I mentioned Goron Link, but not Goron Link. Goron Link, but also not Goron Link. It's like, man, now I gotta get pictures of the 3 different Goron Links I mentioned. Gotta sync it with the commentary. It's like, man, stop making me do this past me. Just make a simple series. Not that there's anything wrong with editing. I like editing. It's just like, you know, it gets annoying having to stop and Google. Get out of here, end is near guy. Stop punching up. There's nothing up. Yeah, you may notice the timer up there. I think the only thing that happens if the timer runs out is just the building gets nuked, or the block gets nuked. So you just miss out on points, I think. So the main goal is to not die. And if you've never seen Rampage before, when you die, you just turn back into a human, go off screen, and then you drink more scum soda and become a monster again. If you got a life, anyway. If you don't got a life, then you just stay small, naked human, embarrassed. I wonder what that would do to someone if you just, you know, you drink a soda, you turn into a giant monster, and then you just come to, it's like, what? Huh? I was a giant monster? I destroyed all of Las Vegas? Uh-oh. Like, uh-oh is obviously an underreaction, but like, but that would be pretty horrible to pass out and then wake up and realize you destroyed Las Vegas. Ate like 20 guys through a car over there. I didn't see what it hit. It hit the corner of the building? I don't know. There we go. I bet that would be pretty horrible. Not I'm getting into that. It's a thought I'm having, I guess. It's better than nothing. Roar at the helicopter. And I don't know what's been up with my voice lately. And I don't know, maybe I just haven't been drinking enough water, but right now it's like, man, talking is kind of hard. Ugh, throat. Yeah, it's probably just dry. Let's see if I can unveil a jackpot. It should be on this building. It's got the most possibilities for it. You know, it should just be, you know, you open a window, you see cherry, and then there's 2 more cherries next to it. Excuse me. Chicken, bananas, more chicken, or turkey, or whatever it may be, as pepper. So there's a cherry. So I think I found the row. It's like right here. No? Wait, yes. There. Oh, and you gotta eat them. You gotta eat them for it to count. It says reveal a jackpot, but you gotta eat the jackpot. So there we go. Get out of here. So yeah, that's what it's like when you get an upgrade. You do a challenge like that, and you get an upgrade. Usually they're a lot harder for me to get. Usually the RNG is not in my favor with getting challenges that I'm capable of completing with being the ones, because they're not always guaranteed to give you an upgrade. You know, that one was points, but that's just because I already have all the upgrades. But if I were playing a monster that didn't have all the upgrades, that could have been an upgrade. And that's one of the easier challenges to get done. Oh, that wasn't it? Okay. But, yeah, sometimes the RNG is just not in my favor, and it's just like, yeah, here's one challenge that'll give you an upgrade, and then, oops, you screwed it up, you have to start, you know, you have to, you're not going to be able to complete it, so now you gotta hope it shows up again, I guess. There we go. I should take in some water. Okay. Moving on to Narrows. Ah, here we are. The boss. I guess. Oh shoot! Is this continuing from where I left off? I didn't think it did that. I thought it always started over from the beginning. Because I definitely remember there being more places to here. More places to Vegas. Like there's a pirate-themed place, and like a castle. I already destroyed those, so oops. Guess we're not seeing them. Ow. I can do another loop through, get to wherever we were, you know, to the beginning. Are you serious? That's 2 down smashes and it's almost dead? Some boss kicked these tourists. See, it's funny because they're not real people. You don't have to care. Eat them, get some health back. Eat the old guy too. I'm just assuming he's old, I guess. Nothing really telling me that he's old, I guess. It's my assumption of what a Las Vegas tourist looks like. Oh, that sound clip right there. For the longest time, I had no idea what they were saying. I thought they were saying, "Take me out tonight." No, they're saying, "I'm too young to die," which is something that makes sense when a giant monster kicks you into the air. And there we go. Oh, I didn't realize the boss was the challenge. I thought the boss was the objective. Well, okay. Time to smash up Narrows. Reminds me of Narrow Forte, the Slipknot song, which I named a superhero character after. I always feel kind of stupid talking about that character's powers, cause it's like, yeah, he gets magic powers when he sings. It's like, man, that's on paper that's such a stupid concept, but in my head it's like, man, that's really cool. It can make for some cool fight scenes. But you know, I feel like the implication is like it makes it sound like, you know, singing like a musical. You know, like he's gonna sing his feelings at you and it's gonna make magic happen. It's like, no, what I want to be able to do, though I don't know, probably won't be able to do, is have him sing like songs people would actually know, like Slipknot songs, like he's named after. Which to me would be way cooler. You know, sync the action to the music instead of the music to the action. Because there's not really, it's not like I have an objective problem with that. It's just, you know, I'm just not really into musicals because, you know, I don't even really know. It's like it's not like I can say musicals always have bad music or music I don't like. Come on, you should be following by now. Structurally unsound. But I don't know, I just feel like the music part just kind of detracts from the movie part. And it becomes about the music for like a minute or two. When it's like, come on, you gotta be moving the plot forward, and instead you're singing about the current scene instead. Not that I can think of any musicals off the top of my head where it felt that way. Not that I can remember the last one I saw. It's probably something by Disney. There's that clip again. I'm too young to die. Take me out tonight. Oh, is this all what? Oh. I thought it was two, like the buildings have been before. It's actually two structures stuck next to each other to look like one building. No, it is one building. Now we're gonna Rampage. There we go. Now Narrows is coming down. Oh, I just noticed I'm kind of dying. Well, it's okay, because we're almost done. Is that it? Is it? Yeah, okay. It's kind of hard to tell without controller rumble. Because your controller would rumble when you're standing on a building that's crumbling. But because my controller doesn't rumble, I can't feel the crumble. So there we go. Oh. All challenges met, all monsters revealed. Yeah, I'm still not really sure what the conditions are to monsters. I guess sometimes you just have to destroy a certain block as a certain monster. And there's no real indication of that. So yeah, let's go back in. Go back to, instead of continue on, let's go back to Las Vegas and show off those blocks I missed. I mean, it's not like there's anything really to show. Like, it's just little sets, you know? Just little level segments. To eat 2 ice creams. 5,000 points. But I don't care about points. Man, that... I don't know if you heard that. The in-game emergency alert system warning people of a giant monster always kind of freaked me out a little bit, because when I first played this game, we lived on Air Force Base, and they had this, like... They had this voiced warning system that I don't know that I've ever heard it actually warn of anything other than like maybe give a lightning warning. But I always found it kind of freaky whenever they would test it. You know, just I don't know. Emergency alert systems always freaked me out. And as an adult, it makes sense because, you know, hearing one is like, wait, is that just a test or is there actually something coming? Because now as an adult, I definitely do have a fear of like losing my home to a natural disaster. Thankfully, giant monster is there's a possibility I understand is not a possibility I understand is not a possibility, basically. But I was never genuinely afraid of a giant monster. So I can't say kid me ever thought that either. I feel like I was on a better train of thought before this whatever train of thought I'm on now. Emergency alert systems are scary. Yeah, like when the TV would start, you know, the beep. I don't want to, you know, try to mimic the beep. I don't want to be annoying. I think that would be annoying. And I'm not going to edit it in, because that would be annoying too. But you know the one. When it's like, they're testing the emergency alert system and it's blaring beep. Never liked that either. And that's actually something that makes me freaked out by the Siren Head cryptid. I've seen Markiplier play some games based on that cryptid. And it's played that sound coming from the sirens. It's like, oh, well, Siren Head as a monster design doesn't particularly scare me, but when it makes that sound, when you're out in the woods at like near dusk, I suppose, like the very end of Twilight, where it's like there's still a little bit of light, but everything's cloaked in shadow. It's like, yeah, that's pretty freaky. I don't like that. Crack-a-lack that, you stupid helicopter. Does he only show up once per level? Or per... Ow, he's throwing stuff at me. Per block. That would be a cool little detail, because, you know, it means he has to take time to come back, but they probably didn't think about that. Oh, there's the clock. Get the clock. Get the clock. Speed boost! Come on. There we go. No, not jump. Smash the cop. Scum soda souvenirs. Didn't we just smash one of these? Do you really need one on every block? Yeah, pick up the car. I throw it at the window. Throw it at the building. Yeah, climbing on a building really is the most efficient way to destroy it, I would think. Because, you know, there's only so much damage you can do down here punching it. Really, I think punching stuff like that is more for the multiplayer aspect. Where, you know, you get in with some friends, and you're all giant monsters. And you can fight each other for high scores. Punch each other to disrupt each other. Which is cool and all. Don't eat the cactus! Oh man, now I got a burp too. Excuse me. See, I'm not a giant monster. I can excuse myself for my burps. Man, that car didn't do anything. I'm not a devil, I'm a lizard. The devil is a different monster. Well, demon. I think his name is Nick. Not really sure what the reference is there with that. This black cat, I'm pretty sure that's bad. Don't eat cats. We good? There. Moving on. Okay, now here's a reference I remember that's kind of freaky. That always kind of freaked me out a little bit. So you see this "Beauty's only skin deep" poster. Yeah, that was kind of freaked me out a little bit because it reminded me of that, like, the jump, you know, the maze game jump scare, where it's like that old Flash maze where you gotta be, you know, careful, don't touch the sides, and then, like, I forget if it's a specific level. You get back here. I forget if it's a specific level or just when you touch the sides in general, but then, like, it'll jump scare you, you know, tricks you into really focusing on the screen, and then it flashes a scary image in your face. Reminds me of that. Never liked that either. That's a running trend with today's commentary is kid me was scared of a lot. Ooh, nice jump. kind of triangle jumped around the building. Yeah. I'm a pro. Speedrun strats. Probably not this. I would bet it would be like kicking. Yeah, like that. That seems to do good. It's doing less good. There we go. This is like it was damaging three of the windows at a time, and then it decided it was going to do 2. It's like, oh, okay. And there's a castle. Lancelot's. People, 1. Vehicles, 1. Man, I could be getting more points if I threw more vehicles. Collect 2 kings. Reminds me of a sitcom I recently watched, Pair of Kings. I ranted about that on my stream the other night, but I guess, you know, I brought it up here. Might as well talk about it. It's like, I feel like that show had a lot of missed potential. It was like a show about these 2 teenage boys who, you know, discover that they're actually kings to a tropical island. And it had supernatural elements to it, but it's like, it mostly just focused on the 2 kings being stupid and incompetent and, you know, haha, teenage boys, but, like, not really in a realistic sense. It was more just jokes about how, like, they don't dress themselves and they don't make their own food. They don't bathe. It's like, you have more you could be working with here, and you decide to just do the most generic jokes you could do with the most generic characters you can come up with. It's disappointing. I watched the whole thing because I do that most of the time. I think the only time I've ever stopped watching a show I just didn't like was Kenan and Kel, and that's just because I realized it was extremely formulaic. Get on the there. Oh, there's no king. Pair of kings. I did it. Full circle or something. And I think the 3rd season was actually better because because there was a controversy with one of the leads, Mitchell Musso, that they replaced his character, and I like the character his character got replaced with better. Get off the... Okay, fine. Take a bath, Lizzie. Because Mitchell Musso's character was kind of just, you know, generic male lead, always hits on the female lead, even if, you know, even in creepy ways. It's like, yeah, I'm glad that character's gone. The 2 seasons did not make any progress towards improving. You know, I'm okay with characters not improving sometimes, but when it's something like that, it's like, yeah, this gets old. I'd rather see this character improve. They even had an episode like that. It was like, oh, I understand how you feel now. I'm gonna try to be better. And then he isn't. Eat 10 mimes. Oh, this was one of the challenges I did to get one of the upgrades I got Lizzie. Yeah, the character, or the actor they replaced Mitchell Musso with, you may know from Zeke and Luther as Luther. Adam Hicks, I believe his name was. And honestly, I don't want to sit here and be like, man, Mitchell Musso is just not a good actor. But like, I think Adam Hicks brought better energy to the show than Mitchell Musso did. You know, not to mention his character was more interesting because he wasn't just, oh, haha, funny teen who's not very smart, and he doesn't bathe, and he's always hitting on girls even when they ask him to stop. Like, his thing was like he was raised by monkeys. So he had, like, monkey traits. He loved bananas, and he was good at climbing and stuff. It was much more interesting. And this was actually... So Disney sitcoms seem to have a pattern of always having some kind of change in the 3rd season. And I feel like this was a case where the 3rd season changes actually made the show better. It wasn't as drastic as some shows have been. You know, not like Kirby Buckets. I'm sure I've talked about that one before. Definitely have on stream. Get on the building! But, you know, near the very end of Pair of Kings, they just decide, hey, you know what? These kings have rings that give them magic powers. It's like, oh, okay. If you had started the show with this, it would have been a whole lot more interesting. You know, you're gonna have if you're gonna have a show about 2 teens goofing off on a tropical island, And sometimes having supernatural elements, you know, go all in on the supernatural elements. You know, have them goof off with magic powers. Have more of the plots revolve around the mythical people that show up on the island, or that live on the island. And that's why I say that that show had wasted potential. It could have been a whole lot better than just two stupid teenagers, you know, abusing the fact that they're kings and not really understanding what it means to be king. Oh, that building's still not smashed. Come on. You eat the steak. Come on. You're like as fragile as you can get. Like, why are you not... Oh, because there's more to it than I'm seeing. It's like a metaphor or something. You eat the hot dog. Hot dogs are good. Yeah, I'm really surprised that there hasn't been any kind of like modern Rampage games. Like, I know Midway has tried to bring back Gauntlet, and honestly, they pretty obviously tried to make it more like Diablo. Excuse me, and I don't think they succeeded. Because what I like about Gauntlet is that it's more arcadey than Diablo. You know, that every character has the same amount of abilities. Which I guess Diablo does, but the new Gauntlet didn't do. Is this where it started? Was it this building? Or this block? I'm gonna smash this block anyway. Finish up my train of thought. Which I have now lost. Yeah. I'm surprised Midway has not tried to revive Rampage. Like, the designs they have for monsters in this game are pretty good. Like, it would not take a whole lot to shift them into something even more modern than this. You know, more modern than what was modern in, like 2005 or so, or something. I don't have the box set now. Would you go away, attack helicopter? You know, imagine a game like this with modern destruction physics, you know, not having it be grid-based, but have it be just completely procedural. Oh, it's not done. You know, procedural destruction and realistic smashing is so cool. You know, I think it would be totally, like, the reason they probably haven't done it is probably because it's like, oh, well, how much mileage would you get out of a game where you go in and you smash buildings? Like, wouldn't that get tiring? I mean, I think this version could probably get tiring if it wasn't for the novelty of just getting in and destroying the city as a giant monster. I think there's nothing wrong with having an arcadey game about being a giant monster, smashing up a city. You know, smash the city, try to get the best high score you can. Maybe they could start, you know, they would have to really rework it if they wanted to, well, you know, if they were to follow my vision of, you know, procedural destruction and stuff, realistic destruction, because they want to be able to put items inside of like windows like this. But what they could do instead is like, you know, have it be combo based. You know, if you throw a car and it goes through like one and like all the way through a building, as opposed to like one or two walls, that should give you more points. You know, the more things it smashes through, the more points you get. You know, kind of like whatever they call it in Burnout, where you like was it crash mode or something, where you intentionally crash and then you try to get your car to tumble around and cause as much destruction as you can. People love that mode. So like, I mean, I guess, you know, just because people love a side mode doesn't mean it can always necessarily stand on its own. But I think it's proof that, you know, you could just base, you know, a giant monster game based on smashing stuff for a high score, going for the biggest combos you can. You know, maybe they could make it where it's like, if you destroy a building at the like the bottom, it topples over. You know, like a tree when you're chopping down a tree. So you could get it to topple over onto other buildings and have a combo that way. That would be pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna check this block, see if I've beaten this, you know, on screen. Make 3 hamburgers. Oh, is that I feel like we're... Yeah, we're a few screens away from the boss, I think. A few blocks away, so I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another episode of Rampage. Bye.